Hey everybody, how are you now? I'm coming to you from Macon, Georgia. It is Black History Month, but also President's Day, and we're celebrating presidents that were alive when slavery was happening. So it's a little bit of a yin and yang. Welcome to the story where we're going to talk about a couple of should be known better runaway slaves that were very creative. My name's Yannis Pappas, and I'm sitting here with handsome. You're just handsome.
Thank you.
Your hair finally looks good. You got rid of your Christopher Reeves curl, and now you're starting to finally just kind of grow into that handsome white look. And now you look like a guy who didn't grow up in Queens. You could be a Soho kid.
Because I'm very happy that you changed the accents there, because I was real close to calling myself Confederate Chrissy and just going off. But thank God you changed the accent, so now I could just be me with my hair spiked up to the ceiling.
Yeah. Is that your buck over there? He looks like a strong hand. I could use him.
Because I got to be honest with you, that voice that you're doing, that Southern voice, is for me. I want to find that voice in a woman. And then that's the perfect voice. If I could find just a hot chick that looks like Jazz but's got a voice like you, I'm in.
Yeah,
a Southern voice.
If Leonardo DiCaprio could do it, I could do it. Do you think he felt uncomfortable on that set where he was going, he was grabbing the skull and going, they're inferior? I mean, right in front of all these black actors. I mean, it must have been just a little uncomfortable. Or do you think it was liberating because you think deep down every white guy's got that evil in it? Because we are the only race that has Neanderthal DNA.
We are.
And maybe that's why the Israelites are right and we're just lepers and we're evil. Are we just evil?
Right.
Like we have evil streaks.
You're saying that you're saying white people have Neanderthal DNA and only us, but Israeli people don't. Israeli people do not have Neanderthal DNA?
What with their
you just said the Israelis don't have Neanderthal.
I didn't say that.
What did you say?
I said
oh, because I was going to say because they may not have Neanderthal DNA, but they do live in caves.
Wei Xiangxian.
No, I was
I'm just joking.
Yeah, I know. It was the Wei Xiangxian. Whatever the Wei Xiangxian goes, it just y'all know we're just joking here. We're just trying to have a good time.
Yeah.
No, what it means is that they have found that the white man is the only one that had interbred with the Neanderthals.
Oh,
so we all have a little Neanderthal DNA. I mean, look at your forehead.
So we're savage.
Yeah, no, I think mine was, when you do your 23andMe, it will tell you how much Neanderthal DNA you have. And you and Jesse got some, because look at those fucking foreheads. Yeah. And look at me, I got none.
You got a little head.
I got lady DNA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I think that because if I was living in the Leonardo DiCaprio, you were saying, I do think that he absolutely was probably getting a hard on when he was saying in those movies when he had to say they're inferior, because the kid's name is Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
And if your name's Leonardo DiCaprio, there's just a little bit of racism baked into the name.
Yeah.
I mean, your name can't be Leonardo DiCaprio and you have not said it at least once.
Yeah.
I mean, you dropped a couple of N's. I mean, it's just what it is. I don't like the rules, but I do play by them. If your name's Leonardo DiCaprio, they might have said it when he was born.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. It's just baked in like a love for sauce and gravy and lasagna.
It's what it is.
You're going to hear your parents drop a couple of...
It's what it is. And with the name Leonardo DiCaprio, even though I know he's a Hollywood actor and he's got to go a certain way, but the kid voted for Trump because that name votes for Trump.
I think he couldn't even, I think his hand was trying to go the other way, but then, I mean, it just went the Mussolini. I mean, they're just what it is. That's just what they are. They want, they're kids that just don't want others in their neighborhood.
Because, by the way, we're going to do a great episode today on, actually the first trans slave, believe it or not. This is really true. Ellen and William Craft. Going to tell you a wild story, but I do want to do an episode on Mussolini. Yeah, maybe next week. I want to do a Mussolini because I want to be able to tell the people how he was actually great.
Ladder 14.
Yeah, that's just no. There's different opinions. If you look, what you got to do is watch Alex Jones, and he's got a different slant on how Mussolini really, he was building railroads.
Yeah,
and he was really just an Italian kid who loved his mother.
That's what it is.
And he was just a misunderstood kid. That's the thing.
Yeah,
because it was at the time everyone was rebelling against their parents. They did the Rebel Without a Cause movie with James Dean. Everybody's going, "Oh, your parents are bad," and Mussolini's like, "No, you got to respect your mother.
That's it.
You got to love your ma. She live, you know what I mean? She cooks a nice gravy for you on Sunday. She's a good Italian kid," is all he was saying.
Yeah,
that's what Schmitty said anyway.
Kid. Yeah, she's a good Italian kid, and he would have said if he was alive today, he would have said, I really like the fucking Chinese kid on the Lakers, LeBron James.
Yeah, that's what he would have said.
Yeah, it would have called him a Chinese kid.
Look, he was just the kind of guy who was going, "Look, I grew up in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. If you're not familiar, it's a traditionally Italian neighborhood." He's like, "Look, there's just a lot of Chinese collecting fucking cans.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they going through my fucking garbage like squirrels.
Yeah, it's
I
what
don't
it is.
understand. And I saw a fucking lady carrying a bag on her head, a fucking 800-year-old Chinese.
Yeah.
I mean, what the fuck? Is this Bangkok?
Yeah, he would have said, "Listen, Darlene, what? I'm not paying up for a ring. You want me to pay the fucking money for a ring camera put outdoor? If I want to record everything that's going on in neighborhood, I'll just have a Chinese guy stand outside my door."
Yeah, like, he was just a kid. Mussolini was the type of kid who's just going, "Look, I just fucking feel more comfortable if they're in the laundromats."
That's all.
Why they fucking crawled out of the laundromats like fucking roaches, and now they're collecting cans.
That's what Mussolini would say to people. Say, "Guys, it's not that I'm a racist, but don't you guys just want to be comfortable?
Yeah.
Don't you want to sit in this country and just be comfortable?"
Yeah. When I go to a pizza place, I want my Italians cooking my pizza. I want my fucking cooking my General Tso's.
That's what it is.
And I want the fucking Chinese to be ironing my shirts.
That's what it is.
And why are they not in the laundromat?
Yeah, it's what it is. When I go to a pizzeria, I want the Italians in the front making the pizza, but then I want the Mexican in the back really making the pizza.
That's what I want.
That's what I want.
So he was just a kid who was just.
That's all it was.
He liked organization. He felt like things got a little disorganized.
That's all it was.
That's what you meant.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
That's why, because, and if you look at a picture, bald head, short hair, that's why we called him Mr. Clean.
Right.
In the neighborhood. The kid just came and cleaned a few things up, but the episode's not about him. It's about Ellen and William Kraft.
But can I ask you a real quick question? Ask both of you guys.
I want you to talk to my hair.
Yeah, talk to your fucking hair, which is, because it is, you're putting it together again.
I mean, the kids, am I the comeback kid or what?
Yeah, you're the comeback kid, and you have a calmer look on your face, and you were breaking out a little, you had stress rashes and stuff, and your nails are growing back. They're not that bad. I feel like shit was cute and sweet for you this week, and it wasn't chewing feet, because sometimes it's either cute and sweet or chewing feet.
Yeah.
And so I would check in with you and said, "Is shit cute and sweet over there in LA, or is it chewing feet?" And you said 1 foot in the mouth.
Yeah, it's 1 foot in the mouth, and the reason why I'm just feeling nice and calm is because I've been thrown out of my house again. I live in a hotel.
And that's
so I'm just back living by Newark Airport. It feels good. So I'm just back in the element because
So you feel comfortable living out of soup, right?
I'm back by Newark Airport, and it's just where I need to be, and I've been wearing the same outfit all week. And it's just SLKS. I mean, I didn't have a jacket, so the kid just went to the Staten Island Mall and they picked up a nice piece from Zara.
Yeah, because, that's a coincidence that we're going to be talking about a couple of runaway slaves today during Black History Month, because you live like a runaway slave.
That's how it is. Because
you're on the run, cuz.
You've never met anyone in your life who has had relative success in a career and lives out of garbage bags like me. Because you've never seen anyone who's walking. I mean, half of my clothes still to this day are just in hefties in the basement.
Yeah. You like life on the road.
I'm a kid that likes life on the road, and I'll look you in the eye and say, "I don't want to be on the road. I just want to be home. I want to be with my family." But then I'm also side texting my agent saying, "Get me to Toledo."
Yeah, there's something about being in transit that is kind of calming,
Yes.
Because when you're stuck in a situation, you just feel trapped. You're like, I got to move. I got to run.
I got to run away. Yeah,
you got the heart of a slave seeking freedom.
That's what. No, because I got the heart. I got the heart of a young Kenyan man.
Yeah,
I'm always running.
Yeah, you're a marathon runner. Yeah,
I'm a marathon runner.
Yeah,
yeah. But this is a wild story. This one came from you, because you know me. When you ask me what topics do you want to do, we'll ask the fans what should we do, and then Yanni will say what should we do, and my choice is always someone who is gay in history.
Yeah, either that or you always pitch Jack the Ripper, which we're probably going to do in the Patreon. You've been pitching Jack the Ripper for years.
We're going to go to patreon.com/historyhyenas. We're going to really talk about Jack the Ripper, who his DNA was finally uncovered, and the story gets wild. And I have to be honest with you, just a quick little briefing. It doesn't Jack the Ripper doesn't really scare me as much as he used to now, because when you find out through the DNA, and we'll explain it more, you find out that the kid was a Polish immigrant. So now that I know that Jack the Ripper just looked like Lukasz, I don't give a fuck.
Right, so your friend Lukasz, yeah.
My friend Lukasz, who's the doctor of the show, I mean, Jack the Ripper looked exactly like this kid, so now it's like, who cares?
And now, the thing about this, news coming out that they got the DNA and the kid was a Polish immigrant, now people are going to start going, see, that's why we need a wall and we can't have immigrants. So everyone's just going to close the border.
Well, no, what's going to happen is the news came out that Jack the Ripper was in fact a Polish immigrant, and then for no reason whatsoever, Germany just launched a bomb in Poland. They just said, we're just going to do this again, and we're just going to invade Poland.
I was in Chicago this weekend, and man, is that a Polish town.
That's a big Polish town.
Yeah, it's a big Polish town. It really is. There's a lot of, and on stage I said, and I didn't know that was a slur. I thought that's just the way you refer to it.
No, you can't say that one. That's
bad?
That's even I knew that one.
So what do you call, just like you call the way you say Greek or black?
No, you just call them cleaning ladies. They do. They really
big time cleaning. They're
ladies.
Big time.
But yeah, you can't say that. That's actually that's.
So what do you call them? Just Poles?
Yeah, I mean, Lukasz listens to every episode. He might have just put down his Kawumki.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And said Chesh shit.
I'm sorry. Look,
Chesh.
So Pole is the way to go. He's a Polish guy or a Pole?
You would say Polish.
So bad.
Because you can't say.
Why?
Because you just can't.
It's just the word Pole with an ack at the end.
There was a group of kids on my basketball team in college, Polish kids. I played ball with a lot of Polish kids, and they were like kids that like listen to rap and shit, and they called themselves UPN, United Polish. And they were like, yo, we UPN. I said,
ninjas.
Yeah, they said United Polish.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
And you were calling them pierogi monkeys.
Yeah, yeah, pierogi monkeys, a good one. Yeah, what is it? Derogatory term for Poles. I mean, who knows where it comes from? Honestly, too, dude, is there any derogatory terms, or is it just people have decided that a word means something and then we all have to fucking follow it? When it's like, does it really bother you, dude? Or everything with human beings, like, are you going to be a follower your whole life?
Well, what you got to do is you got to take the words and then like just make them terms of endearment, like the way black people do with the N-word.
Seriously.
Yeah, you just take one letter out of it. So instead of
Pole, that's
my Polat.
Pole. You could call them Poles.
Yeah, that's my Polat.
Polat, yeah.
That's my Polat without the K. That's my Polat right there.
That's what it is.
Yo, listen to my Polat.
Yeah.
I was here talking to my other Polats. I love these Polats. You know what I'm saying? You don't know me like that, my Polat. Yeah, you don't know me like that, my Polat. Just like that.
That's what it is.
Because it's Black History Month, the gays also have a month.
Yes.
The gays also have
June, right?
They have June.
They have June.
Yeah, and they got a flag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got a flag, which I saw a video. Somebody posted a video the other day. I'll send it to you, Jesse, after the app. There's the trans flag.
Yeah.
And it's like, pink and white, whatever. And there's a video of this guy being like, dude, every time I see a hot chick, she has that flag in her bio. Get me to that place. I want to fly there. And he doesn't know it's just because it's the trans flag.
Yeah, it's the trans flag.
You think trans are hotties? And they are.
Yeah.
A couple of them were at my show in San Fran.
Yeah.
And, dude, it was hard to not yell my room number out on stage.
It's what,
looking directly at them.
When someone puts that much effort into femininity,
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like it's like watching a kid grow up from nothing.
Right.
And make it.
Right.
You just kind of want to cheer him on. You just kind of, you're like, this guy came from the ghetto and he became a multimillionaire. I mean, this guy started as a guy.
Yeah.
And now he's a hot woman. There's something to be applauded, and they deserve to get banged out for that.
They do.
Yeah, they put a lot of effort into that.
Yeah, and we didn't do that in San Fran. We stayed true, but I did make no mistake. I did go back to the Marriott down by the wharf because that's all I could afford because it was NBA All-Star Weekend, and I did crank off a little bit to a couple of trans people in the audience.
It's what you
do. There was
a
guy out there that looked like Steph Curry, and make no mistake, I glued on myself hard.
Yeah.
It's just what it is.
I mean, here's my question.
Can I be honest with you? A couple of times when I've been really lonely where I just went back in time and I snapped off a little bit to the Marisa video.
You snapped off
There's
that,
just
right?
A couple of times where I've just been climaxing hearing that's it. And it's just what it is, cuz I got a little glue on my phone, and the last video has just been Marisa Dasit, the music video.
Yeah, I mean, cuz would you rather bang out a snap off a hot, push through a hot trans woman or Cheryl Miller?
You're saying the options are...
I know I'm splitting hairs.
Cheryl Miller.
Yeah. Because if I saw Cheryl Miller and I saw like a hot trans woman and someone said which one of them had a cock, I'd go, your guess is as good as mine.
Fine. Yeah.
I mean, what's the diff?
Yeah, I mean for 99% of time, I just thought Reggie and Cheryl were the same guy.
I thought he was just he was like putting makeup on for a movie called She's Gotta Have It or something.
No, I would definitely bang out Cheryl Miller. I mean, I bang out Reggie Miller too. I just don't care. I don't discriminate. That's what it is. You know, you just I just have fun. As we say, I'm for the table.
Yeah.
We're all for the table.
All for the table. And history, it was mostly for the table. And
are we going to talk about Ellen and William Crabb?
We are. When gender was, this is the first time gender, became a little amorphous because they came up with a plan. Now, Ellen herself was a quantoon.
What's a quantoon mean?
I hope I'm saying that.
It sounds like something I rent and take out on the lake.
Yeah, it does.
What is that?
It's quantoon or a quatroon. What is it?
What's a quatroon?
I think it means she was a 1/4. At the time, I think you could say the better way to say is Negro.
1/4 Negro is what she was?
I think if we're talking historically.
A quadroon.
A quadroon.
It sounds like it looks like what my hairstyle would be called right now. I got the quadroon.
I got the quadroon. Yeah, I think it was a quarter. So it was a person with 1/4 African American.
Or Aboriginal and 3/4 European.
Yeah, so she was a quadroon, meaning she was a very light-skinned woman. She was a Halle Berry type.
Ooh, I love Halle Berry.
Yeah, she was probably lighter than Halle Berry. She was really light-skinned, and she fell in love with a slave named William.
But she was enslaved, right?
She was enslaved. She was her mother. Her father was the rapist. And
really?
Yeah. Well, I guess they call that now because they're going like, even if it was like sort
consensual,
of it's like a power dynamic. Yeah, it's
right.
Like it's like Thomas Jefferson. I mean, who knows? The only people know is her mom and her dad, but probably that power dynamic really is not great.
Yeah, because
one's a slave master and one's a slave.
So it's but the truth is, the uncomfortable truth is that most of the slaves just got banged out.
And I don't even know, do you think that was racist, or do you think it was because just like guys will bang what's in their house? I mean, look at Arnold Schwarzenegger banged out his housekeeper, and he could do a lot better than that.
You a lot better than that. Yeah.
I mean, he just banged her. I mean, he was with Mariah Shriver at the time, and then he banged out that girl.
Housekeeper. Yeah. And it's just what it is.
Yeah. Can you pull up a pic of her just for fun?
Let's pull up Schwarzenegger's housekeeper.
Yeah, he banged out his housekeeper.
We should name this episode Schwarzenegger's housekeeper.
I mean, and I think Ben Affleck got in trouble. Didn't a lot of people?
Yeah, you just bang out. Yeah, it's just what I mean, she's not bad, though.
Yeah, cuz.
What? Whoa!
Yeah.
But she didn't look like that when he banged her out, no?
I mean.
And they have a kid together, no?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. He banged her out. I think he was banging her out more than once, too.
Yeah, because can I just be 100% honest with you?
Yeah.
I mean, she kind of just looks like, the women that show up to my family barbecues.
Yeah.
But it's nice. But I mean, honestly, dude, in these picks right here, I'd take her over Maria Shriver. That's just a bad pick of Maria Shriver.
Yeah, but Maria Shriver's a piece.
She's a Kennedy, right?
Yeah, and Chicago is a piece. It's a piece of a city.
Shout out Chicago, Illinois. My favorite city outside New York. San Francisco, Chicago, Boston, and New York are my four faves.
But you're into San Francisco less for aesthetics and more for culture.
For culture, yeah. I love the
more
hills.
Your culture.
I love the hills.
Yeah.
I love the hills.
I always wonder why there's not just more piles of dead old people at the bottom of those hills.
I think that San Francisco, kind of much like these European, like ancient cities where everyone's just healthy, San Francisco's got that terrain. I didn't even know they build shit. It's like they build stuff like floating on a hill.
Yeah, they have the most in shape homeless people. Like if one of them chases you, he will catch you. I mean, they constantly doing hill climbing.
And this time I got to see San Francisco the right way with Paul Pelosi. I got. So
that's the way you want to do it.
In Paul Pelosi's passenger seat.
Yeah,
that was nice.
He'll take you to all the guys that will keep a secret.
Yeah, I mean that was a gay thing that got caught, and it's what it is.
You think so?
100%. I think they had to make it seem like this guy's crazy, but in reality, I think Nancy walked in on Paulie just banging the kid out.
For the YouTube censors, that's officially a conspiracy theory.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think the guy claimed that he was banging out Paul Pelosi. He was there to hit Nancy Pelosi in the head with a hammer. I think the kid just had what they call a leaky roof.
Yeah,
he had a wet spot. The kid just had a hole in the roof.
It's one of those things where it's just divided, because it's like one of those things where if you asked me, hey, Chris, who did you vote for this presidential election? My answer would be Paul Pelosi's gay. And then where I voted.
Yeah.
David DePop.
Yeah. I just found out, too. So this guy broke into the house, David Pappas. The kid had a leaky roof. And
the kid got 30 years.
Yeah, he got 30 years. And I just found out there was a homeless guy that broke into Eminem's house. I didn't know that.
What it
and was just standing over him, said he was going to kill him.
Yeah, you know what would be funny? If Trump pardoned him.
Yeah.
If he said he did nothing wrong. Yeah.
By the way, Trump this weekend said...
and we will, by the way, get to the trans slave part.
Yeah, we will. We were going to get there, so stick around.
Yeah.
But it is funny that Trump this week said that if you're trying to save the country, you can't break the law. It's a little bit of a scary statement. I think both sides of the aisle were like, whoa, what's going on?
Yeah. Wait, what does he mean by that? What do you mean?
Well, that's what nobody knows. He's been doing typical Trump, just very controversial tweet saying, like, I can't break the law if I'm trying to save the country. So he's kind of just saying, like, I'm beyond, you could read into that going like, hey, I can't commit a crime because I'm the leader. And then you're going, okay, pretty soon, does that mean we're...
Yeah. He's saying he can't break the law.
No law is violated if he saves the country.
I mean, you know what, cuz? Here. What it is, cuz, look at our blankie.
Yeah, we got a blankie.
We got a nice. By the way, shout out to the manager of Cobb, San Francisco, John, I believe his name, big Hyenas fan. On the Patreon. He's been on the Patreon since day one. He said he got me an American flag. He gave us a card, and then he got me a whole bunch of cookies and sweets because he knows I love sweets. And he said, I got you the San Francisco black and whites. They're a little bit better. And he said, dig down. And I thought it was going to be something, like a different variation of it. And it was just a chocolate-coated cock and balls. And I appreciate that. I'll send you those pics, and we'll put those up. So just want to give a quick shout out.
Very funny.
Yeah. Babe, you know me. I like it when my guys are rock hard. I like to see everyone in here rock hard. I'm about a rock hard penis. I like erections, and the best way to get that is Blue Chew. Blue Chew, thank you for sponsoring this episode and giving me a stiffy.
Yeah, Blue Chew's putting its money where its mouth is and offering you a month free. That's what it is, guys, a month free. The process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. It's simple.
And it's strict and it's discreet to the door. That's Nobody in my family knows that I'm getting boner pills to the house. They don't know at all. My stepson doesn't know. Nobody knows. And the best point is it's all done online. You don't have to go to the doctor. No awkward combos. No waiting in line at the pharmacy. You just get boners sent to the door. And you know what else I like about them? You know where these tablets are made? Right here in the USA, in the Gulf of America.
Yeah, they're USA made. You can take them anytime, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever the opportunity arises. Best part, it's all done online, like Chrissy said. You don't got to go to any doctor's office. No waiting lines at the pharmacies. No nothing.
No nothing. Make life easier by getting harder and discover your options at BlueChew.com. And boy, do we have a special deal for our listeners that probably can't even hear this right now because their ears are just covered by their boners. So try your first month of Blue Chew free. Just go to BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast.
I love Rocket Money, and I use it, and I've been using it even before, we restarted this podcast. I love it because it keeps track of your expenses. It lets you know what's going on. It's connected to your bank account, and it lets you know, oh, wow, I still got this subscription going. I need to cancel.
There's so many subscriptions out there that you don't even realize you're accidentally paying for twice. You made one, your wife made one, whatever. Rocket Money goes in there and it finds them and it cleans them out, okay? It just cleans them out. Rocket Money is probably one of the best apps you can get.
Yes.
I love it. And it's basically, you see all of your subscriptions in one place. You know exactly where your money's going, and you don't get caught up anymore paying these high bills because you paid all these 19 different subscriptions. Rocket Money says, what are the ones you need? Here it is. They just clean it out because it's like a vaccine for your app.
Yeah, and if you like to get those free trials.
Yes.
You like to get those free trials, and it's so hard to remember because you get so many free trials, which is a screwed-in move. Like, hey, I just want to use it for free for now. Rocket Money will remind you, hey, cancel this.
Yes.
Because that's how I get banged out sometimes.
All of us.
Yeah.
Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's premium features. Now you guys got a lot of money to sign up for our Patreon.
Yeah, it's really nice to just see all the subscriptions in one place so you know exactly where your money is going. Easily create a personalized budget, which is another aspect of it that I really like, with custom categories to help keep your spending on track. See your monthly spending trends in each category to know exactly where your money is going. You get alerts if bills increase in price, which is also great because that happens a lot of times you're not paying attention.
Yep.
There's unusual spending activity, also helpful, or if you're close to going over budget.
Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/hyenas today. That's rocketmoney.com/hyenas. rocketmoney.com/hyenas.
So she was a quadroon, which means she was very light-skinned, and she fell in love with William.
Right.
And
William, who was a slave.
Was a slave.
So, yes, Ellen Craft, light-skinned woman, as you said, father was white, who was a slave owner, mother was black, who was a slave, and then she's a slave, meets William, who was just a regular slave. He was just black slave.
They were both regular slaves. He was just a little darker.
But wasn't Ellen, because she was more light-skinned, like treated a little fairer, or no?
She was treated a little fairer, pun intended, fairer skin.
But I said it.
Her original master got supposedly so annoyed that everyone kept thinking that she was her daughter, because so she sold, or she gave her as a present to her daughter.
Right,
to her
because
actual daughter.
The wife, the wife. Oh, right, because also too, the wife is like, I don't. Because the wife had to deal with, the slave master's wife had to deal with, you banged out our slave and had a baby and she's right here.
Yeah.
Right? That's also a big part of it.
Yeah. It's just,
I mean, the guy had an affair, but it wasn't an affair back then. It was like, see, back then, because slaves were property, it wasn't an affair. It was like I'm having sex with my couch.
Yeah.
I own it.
That's what he would just say to his wife, like, yeah, unfortunately, he would say something like, I was just doing a home renovation.
It's what it is. Yeah, that would just be like being caught jerking off.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm just jerking off, babe. It's just a slave, which is fucked up, but it is the truth.
Yeah.
It's a truth baiter.
Yeah, it's an uncomfortable truth probably. They just kind of looked at it differently, or, the wife probably got mad, but they couldn't do anything because, women couldn't do anything because back then you could give them a talking to.
That's what it is.
Yeah, they didn't really have any rights,
Yeah, it's just kind of, they just got tuned up.
Everyone just was getting tuned up by these slave owners. Yeah.
Yeah. There were no Amanda Serranos yet.
There was no feminist movement yet. Me Too movement wasn't back then. It was called the I movement, and it was the white I movement.
Now I'm saying I am 100% for everything that's been happening with the feminist movement. I have daughters, you have daughters. I love it.
Yeah,
I really do. I love it. I'm only speaking very, very, very specifically in degree of difficulty in life.
Yeah.
The degree of difficulty in life for white men back then was probably almost a zero. You probably had no difficulties back then. You kind of do what you want. The wife talks back. You get a... And that's on patreon.com/historyhyenas. That's patreon.com.
I know what you're saying.
/historyhyenas.
Basically, you're saying you had an open road. There wasn't a lot of traffic for you. Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
you didn't even have to do any manual labor. Really.
I'm saying it's wrong.
Yeah.
It's 100% wrong. Yeah. I'm talking about just fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
And degree of difficulty being almost at a zero.
Yeah.
You don't have to do any work, and you just bang who you want, and the wife can't say or do anything.
Yeah. And I think it was a very different country back then because it was very state to state. It was almost like two different countries. It was by state. Like some states didn't have slavery or less slavery, or you were in the North. It was totally different than the South. It was totally different cultures.
Yeah, I mean, in some ways, it's still like this today. I mean, look at the difference between like Texas, and Oregon.
Yeah, it's
Oregon. There's men are on birth control in Portland.
The only thing we have in common is the language in a lot of ways.
Seriously, it's totally. I mean, the people in Maine are they're not having a border crisis.
No.
But they're a border state too.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So it's very different. It was different back then, and they wanted to get out of basically their country and go to another country, which was like Philadelphia or Boston.
Yeah, imagine how bad your life has to be if you're looking to escape to Philadelphia.
Yeah, it's got to be tough.
Yeah. Imagine how bad that is.
Yeah.
You'd rather be front row in Eagles Parade than live where you're living.
Yeah.
I mean, that's bad, cuz.
So they came up with a nice little plan.
Right.
They came up with a nice little plan because back then it was not easy to escape.
I would say it was almost impossible because if you got caught, you were going to get killed.
Yeah, just imagine the game of Frogger, but instead of cars, there's just guys with guns and bloodhounds tracking you down.
Yeah, and they weren't yelling, there's a Frogger. They were yelling something else.
They were yelling something else.
And it's just not okay.
Yeah, it did end
not
good.
It's not okay.
It's not good.
Yep.
It was not good, and we're glad it's changed.
I'm 100%, 1,000% glad it's changed, and I do fully stand by that. I'm glad it's changed. I was just, doing a thought experiment.
Yeah, no, we're just a couple of kids of immigrants who have nothing to do with this story.
Well, absolutely zero, by the way.
Do with this story.
Absolutely zero. And we have both said before, if we ever were alive back then, we would be, even if we were born in the South, we would be sympathetic, and we would get to the North, and we would be drummer boys at the back of a battle. We were at the Battle of Gettysburg playing the drums.
Yeah.
Playing the drums, trying to help anyone we could. escape to safety because we're just not mean-spirited kids.
I would have totally been like an operative on the Underground Railroad.
100%.
I would have helped these slaves escape.
Yeah, you would have been 1,000%. As soon as they got to your state lines, you would have just been preaching radical acceptance, and then they would have just dealt with you for about a mile and started running back the other way towards slavery.
Yeah,
it's just what it is.
It would have been like, yeah, maybe it was better.
Yeah, I mean, could you imagine they get there? You're like, radical acceptance. You just have to box breathe, babe. You just have to box breathe, and then they're like, you know what? Put me back in chains.
Yeah, they're like, I thought the summer days were long in Macon, Georgia, but man, that Yanni's days are longer.
Days.
Yeah,
you never had a Yanni. Cuz you're kind of getting ripped now. What's going on? Isn't he kind of getting ripped? Did you work out in Chicago?
No, I don't really Chicago.
You're starting to get a vein in your bicep.
Yeah, and I'm not.
Are you on tests?
No, it's just push-ups and boxing. That's it.
Every day. Boxing
not every
is
day.
the best.
No, I don't box every day, but yeah, but I do try to do push-ups as much as I can.
Yeah. Okay.
It's called the jailhouse. I try to do a jailhouse workout in the room.
That's
like, because that's what you are when you have kids. Is you're basically like a prison guard, just standing around making sure they don't.
Well, what I would do too is because a lot of times I would do like push-ups, sit-ups, and then if the kids wanted to play with me, I'd be like, girls, like just give me a second, let dad, because you're in your mind like I got to finish my 100, I got to whatever. But now I just make them a part of it. Now I squat with them, I throw them on my back.
Yeah,
I just because you are working out to play with your kids.
Yeah, when you pick them up, you do back exercises. You got to think of it like that.
Yeah.
Someone should make a workout video with toddlers and show how you can maneuver them like weights going side to side.
I'm sure they have.
Yeah, you got to get creative.
Yeah.
And this is what these two did. They got creative. And this is a love story.
Yeah.
This is an optimistic love story.
Really is.
Because look, she had a good situation. Not a good situation.
Right.
She was enslaved. But they wrote a book, right? 1,000 feet to freedom or miles to freedom.
Years later, because they couldn't, when we're about to tell you the story about their great escape, they couldn't even read or write because slaves were forbidden to read or write. They learned how to read or write years later and recount their story.
Right. They recount their story and they even admit, like, it was she had a decent situation, meaning she was, like you said, she had her own room.
Yeah.
With the daughter she was given as a gift, whatever family she was with, she had her own room. She was treated pretty well.
Yeah.
But they were in love, and he didn't have that horrible of a situation either. I guess his master,
they would let him go out on they were considered like, high-ranking slaves, whatever you call that, where they were very frequently given passes to leave.
Yeah.
They could leave their enslavement, and then they, would come. But we shouldn't say that.
Yeah,
I didn't mean that.
That's probably the way they looked.
That's what I said. Yeah. That's the way they looked at it.
They said that these slaves have good recall.
Yes.
That's basically what the way they thought.
That's the way they thought about it.
They get good recall.
It's pretty wild to think that human beings used to be like that, right?
It's really crazy.
It's wild. Yeah. And now, because the only way, it is still happening now, but that's in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, that's a different place.
They are. Do you know, by the way, another episode we're going to do you know that it's just really Arabia and the Saudi family is a family? And that's the Saudi Arabia.
I did not know that.
The Saudis are a family.
Whoa.
So we're going to do a whole episode on the actual Saudis.
Yeah.
Because it is just Arabia. They named it Saudi Arabia because they bought a nation.
Now, look, they're getting into a lot of sports. They got like a soccer league that they're paying all these guys, golf, whatever. If you guys want to get into the podcast game, we're listening. We're listening to offers. If you want us to do this out of Imam or wherever, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I will do it.
Yeah, we are listening because make no mistake, the ads have dried up a little bit.
We would definitely cackle that whole part. Yeah.
Okay, we're throwing on the Patreon?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but
sometimes it's nice to just say something. Yeah.
I like when you throw a random stray at our infrastructure.
Yeah. It's just what it is, because sometimes when the Patreon stalls and the ad stall, you got to just shake it up a little bit, and that's the way I like to shake it up. I like to throw a few strays. Yeah, I mean, but the Patreon is fun.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, if you go into the kids' bedside table, he's gonna just have a strap on with a tool belt.
It's what it is.
Yeah,
guys.
and it's not for him.
It's not what. Yeah, it's just you got just a little asshole extender over there, and there's just what you could do. People are into what they're into, and I respect and accept everybody.
Yeah, I do. It's no big deal.
It's just what it is.
It's no big deal. People need to do whatever they got to do to balance themselves out.
It is, cuz I mean, the kid tried to stick a semolina, and there's nothing you can do. And it's just what it is. And, and we are, I don't know if we are on the Patreon or we're on the YouTube, but we're here.
Yeah.
But we are here. We're on the airwaves.
Those are my types of favorite. Those are my favorite episodes where we just don't know which parts of this are going to be available to whom.
Yeah. It's just kind of like playing whack-a-mole.
Yeah. Patreon.com/History Hyenas for the uncackled versions of all our episodes every week and our weekly bonus episode and additional content. Join the Matreon.
Yeah. And we might just bring Wepa in the morning back because I got to be honest with you, I'm sick of doing everything else. So we might just start doing this every day. We haven't decided yet, but we probably will because make no mistake, once it gets really nice out, I want to start walking around and just doing.
Yeah. It's nice to stroll. I mean, I love a good stroll. Humans are meant to stroll. Yeah, take me for a walk. Put a leash on me and take me for a walk.
I'm a fucking stroll bully.
Yeah. Because we're both a couple of sports fans that like to put some juice on the game and spin the wheel.
But that's why I like PrizePicks. It's the best place to get real money sports action. They got over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings. PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Yes. That's what I like about it.
Yes. It's the
All-Star Weekend was just passed.
It just passed.
And you threw some money down with PrizePicks. It was the best place to win cash while you watch your favorite players during the game and the Saturday night events like the 3-point contest. You threw a little money down on PrizePicks. You won some cash all.
Yes. All sporting events.
Yes.
Now, PrizePicks now offers MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your account this sports season, my friend. So sign up today. Get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed.
I love it. Like, here's how it works. Do you think Steph Curry would hit more than 5 3-pointers? Do you think Yannis will go for more than 35 points? You cook up these hot takes with your friends and you win real money this basketball season when you and your crew run your game on PrizePicks. They're like Chris Mullin and the crew of 82.
They really are.
One of our best sketches.
They really are. So it's really good right now. All you have to do right now is download the app, use the code Hyenas to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, that's download the app today, use the code Hyenas to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, run your game.
Here's the wild part of this story.
Yeah, they're the Crafts, but not the Kraft family that owns the
New England Patriots.
Not them.
That's a guy kind of slave.
That's a different kind of slavery.
They own Tom Brady.
Yeah, they own different types of slavery.
Yeah. So what they do is they devise this plan. Now, what Ellen Kraft, who, as we said, was a quadroon, who was 1/4 white, 3/4 European, so she looked white. She would disguise herself as a wealthy white Southern man, okay? Not a woman. She's disguising herself as a man. So she's going full trans, which nobody did back then publicly.
Yeah, and to be able to get away with it without any testosterone is very, very impressive.
Because we don't know if she was a piece or not.
We don't know. I assume she couldn't have been a piece.
Right. Because she was able to look, well, it depends who you're talking to, because she might not have been a piece to you, but she might have been a piece to me if she looks like a guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she was a really, really, really fair skin, only quarter black, and then she ended up having a relationship with a black guy, so I can only assume she was really fat. Thank you. I just did the George W. Bush duck.
Yeah. What it is.
You remember when the guy threw the shoe at him?
Anyway. I ducked it out. So we got Ellen. Ellen is disguising herself as a wealthy white Southern man. Now William, who is her husband, is acting as her enslaved servant, which he actually is still, he is in this situation. He is a slave and so is she. She's acting like the wealthy white Southern man. He's acting like the enslaved servant. And then they traveled. They got on a train and a steamboat from Macon, Georgia, where we're coming to you live from, to the free north. Their goal is to get to Pennsylvania. That's where freedom is. And they say to themselves, the plan starts where they say, they set out, it's December 21st, 1848. They got on the train from Macon, Georgia to Savannah, and they said if they ever got captured, they were going to get punished big. They were probably going to get beaten, maybe even hung. That's possible. They could have gotten hung.
Yeah. Nobody likes that. They paid a lot of money for these people. They don't like that.
But here's what happened is they gained enough good points from their masters over the years where they were given passes to say, hey, we just want to go away for a couple of days.
Yeah.
And they said no problem because they would always come back. But this time, of course, they're not coming back. And only white passengers were, of course, allowed on trains. And if you were, the only way a black person was allowed on is if you had a slave with you.
Yeah, it was very ingenious. So it was actually William who came up with this plan.
Because guys just got a bit bigger brains. It's not And it's not that I'm saying that negative. I like to deal in facts.
Right.
And they just have heavier, bigger brains.
Right. Which was, unfortunately, some of the science that they used back then to rationalize slavery.
Yeah. And it's not right.
It's not right. But when it comes to women, it's true.
It's true.
But that's the good thing about that is it's a cross-racial line.
And I just don't understand why the presidential race even tries it anymore. It's like we're not voting for this lady with shoulder pads. Yeah, and it's fucked up, and I don't love it. But again, you just got to deal with it.
You got to deal with the situation at hand, and not the one you wish was the situation. Right. Which is what you said George Washington was good at.
Yeah,
dealing with what was, not what he wished.
Right.
Yeah, and that's why you like George Washington.
That's why I love George Washington because George Washington was always assessing the situation as it was, not as he wished it would be.
Yeah, and like I said, I love that we're in Black History Month, but right now, there's no holidays for that, but there is a holiday for 2 slave-owning presidents.
Yeah, it's just one
middle of
I like that
of Black History.
I like that too. They owned slaves, and this is the date that they were given. Also, Hulu has they're doing this thing where they give one comic a special every month for the past 12 months, and they could pick any comic they wanted for the month of February, and they picked me, Chris and Distefano. My special's coming on February 21st on Black History Month, where they could have had multiple other black people doing comedy specials, and they didn't give them Black History Month. Es lo que es.
Yeah. No. Through this whole era, I mean, it was almost like the blacks got pushed to the back of even the woke movement. It was like trans, gay, Indian. I mean, everyone was ahead of them, women. And then blacks were just like, hey, when are we going to, why don't you just give us all specials?
That's a good bit. I never thought about that. Washington and Lincoln are slave-owning presidents, and they got Black History Month, or at least Washington did.
Right. So Lincoln didn't have a slave. You're right.
But Washington did. Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, it's funny. Washington just had slaves, and they were celebrating his birthday.
And they were like, congrats to you.
Yeah, congrats to you. We're gonna celebrate your birthday in the middle of Black History Month.
So, okay, they boarded a train from Macon, Georgia to Savannah. Okay. They're on the train.
But wait, let's first talk about the plan.
Yeah, tell me about
So the plan is great. So he goes, listen, she's like scared of this. She's like, oh my God, if they catch us, William,
Yeah.
And he's like, baby, just chill. He probably had like a real smooth kind of Barry White, but baby, I got this, girl.
Yeah.
Come on, girl. Let's go, girl. Smooth like, and he said, what we're going to do is he cut her hair. So he cut her hair, boys don't cry style, made her buzz cutted that shit.
Right.
And then he goes, you're going to pretend to be my master, but we can't have you talk because they didn't know how to read or anything like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to put your arm in a sling and say that you got some sort of disease and we're taking you up north. You got to see a doctor in Philadelphia.
No, they said that I think her arm was broken. She got hurt in battle, I thought, right? Not a disease. I think they said that her arm, they say like make it like a man's injury, like you got hurt in battle.
Yeah, so that, Well, what kind of battle would be going on?
I don't know.
Yeah.
You got hit by goddamn Native Americans.
Yeah, or it would have been fun if they came up with like a story like, oh, there was a slave revolt, and some slave attacked me, like, they had to do something to just deflect the fact that this was a lady. This was a quandroon lady in a dude's outfit. She probably had the top hat on. Yeah, because he went and he bought the costume piece by piece. Yeah, I don't know. He must have been getting a little bit of money here and there. I think he was like a cabinet maker or something. So he's piece by piece. This plan took a little. It's like Ocean's 11 for slavery. Yeah, I mean, they planned it.
They planned it out.
And
it was a whole thing. And they got this woman. Just in, they put her arm in this thing because what you have to do is when you're getting on to the trains or the steamboats, you have to basically sign your name or sign in the slave and show documentation. So they figured the arm thing, because he's a white gentleman, they'll just say, forget it, dude. You're a good guy. You're one of us. And let him through.
And also she couldn't speak because she sounded like a woman and she probably had more of a slave accent or something like that. So
they also didn't know how to read or write. So that's the reason why she couldn't sign her name, because she didn't know how to write.
So they thought of that problem and they go, hey, but we can't have you talk at all because you sound like a lady or whatever. And then he goes, you know what? We're going to make you deaf.
Right.
So she was a deaf slave owner who was probably a squeak.
Yeah.
Because she was a woman. It was really a woman.
Yeah.
And whose arm was in a sling. So it's like, it was really like the same strategy that Ted Bundy did, because when someone's injured, you don't, when you're like a victim, you don't want to criticize, be like, hey, are you really a lady, escaped slave? You don't want to do that because, I don't know, you just feel bad for the person. So it worked.
So it worked out, and then she bound her chest so she could deepen her voice just in case, so she could sound even more deaf.
Right.
Because I guess if she was not speaking, because,
Yeah.
I guess
this is my Dave.
Yeah.
This is
I'm going to Charleston.
Yeah, this here, this my slave here. He's a good buck. He works hard as a day. I gotta go north and get my arm fixed by Dr. Hawthorne in Philadelphia.
I'm a white man. I'm not a black woman.
Yeah, because when you think about it, deaf people don't sound masculine or feminine. It's kind of neutral.
They just sound deaf.
Yeah, they sound deaf.
Yeah.
Thank you. No, I'm gonna have my Negro come in another car. That's fine with me.
I'm going to Philadelphia. I want to see the Eagles play.
Now, do you think when they got off in Savannah and then Charleston, you think they did a little cute touring?
They had to.
Yeah.
I know that if that was us back then and we were trying to get it with this plan, we would just get caught in Savannah because we would be in antique shops going, it's fucking cute.
It's so fucking cute out here.
Oh my God.
It's so fucking cute and sweet. We may miss our steamer, but fucking we're strolling and enjoying the sights of Charleston.
If you and I went to Charleston, it would be really, really hard not to just start skipping because I would be so happy.
I love Charleston.
I would skip from square to square to square.
Let me tell you something right now. Charleston is so fucking cute. It's so
we could fly there for the day.
Yeah,
when it gets nicer out, why don't we just do an episode from Charleston?
Let's do it.
I love Charleston, and then it's good because then I could just go and I can go with a friend and I don't have to deal with fucking going with a woman.
Yeah.
I just want to go with my friends because then I don't have to do shit I don't want to do.
Well, look at the positive. You're sleeping in a hotel, but you are working on your Hilton points.
It's true.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a Marriott Bonvoy rewards member.
So you're working on those.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting those up.
And I want to just shout out my videographer, Steve Ciccone Rice-Aroni. Thank you for,
That's your squeak.
That's my squeak.
Everyone needs a squeak on their team.
Squeak and then in the middle of the night at the hotel in LA, I just got a little nervous and knocked on his door at 3 a.m. and he just went in the second bed. And it's just what it is because I always like to get two queens rather than one king just in case you get a little nervous. I can have the opener, just come fucking sleep in the second bed.
Yeah.
It's what it is. And Sergio Ciccone knows that very well. I mean, the kid we just bunk up.
Yeah.
We just bunk up because I would say I didn't have the money, but it's really just because I'm scared of ghosts.
Yeah, and it's also funner. It's kind of funner to just bunk up and you can talk, watch games together.
Yeah,
and
it
stuff.
was great.
Yeah, it's not wrong with it. I kind of see what you're talking.
I like it.
Yeah,
I enjoy it because then you just start to get lonely.
Yeah, the only problem is when you got to take a shit and then
the other guy's taking
the other guy's got to take a shit and stuff like that.
But that's what sinks are for. You shit in the sink. I mean, it's not my room. All right, so here we go. December 21st, 1848, right? They're on the train. They're getting out there, Macon, Georgia to Savannah, In Savannah, they get through safely to Savannah. Even though it's cute, they just wearing blinders. They say, Savannah's cute, but we got to get on this steamboat. And they boarded a steamboat from Savannah. The thing is, I don't know how they didn't get caught. They went from Savannah to the next cutest city in the world, Charleston, South Carolina. Yeah. I mean, they were surrounded by cute.
Yeah, it was really cute, but they kept their blinders on and we're going, we got to make it north. And then they just, they got on another boat. That's
the way they would go. Is I like to take the Staten Island ferry. These kids would take the Staten Island steamboat.
Yeah, they had to go through multiple slave states, so they just couldn't breathe right until they got over the line.
You have to understand how deep into southern slave territory Macon, Georgia is. It's about as deep can get. Yeah. It's about as deep as the Matchbox cars in my asshole. Right?
Yeah, it's in there. It's in the colon.
Surgical intervention.
Yeah,
only way. So they are traveling. They're getting further and further north. They go from Savannah to Charleston to finally they get to Wilmington, North Carolina, and a friendly conductor there who was on the train, on the steamboat, actually helped Ellen, offering her better accommodations because of her broken arm. So they actually upgraded the kid into a suite, even though she was a slave. They thought there was this southern white gentleman with a broken arm, so they gave her a nice little suite.
Or maybe it was a guy who was an undercover gay who this is a nice little twink.
Yeah,
because she looked like a nice twink.
She did.
Yeah, to the gay community, you're going oh, this is a dude, but it's a twink.
I mean, let's just call it what it is. She probably looked exactly like Elliot Page.
Yeah,
and it's just what it is. She was just Elliot Page in a sling with a corset on, and make no mistake. That's what I like.
Yeah. It's probably what she looked like.
Yeah. I mean, and so they actually did at one point get, they randomly, this was just so random, they saw one of Ellen, because Ellen, was, the quadroon slave, so she was in the house a lot. She was always dying. She was always waiting on her slave owner's guests. They actually saw one of the slave owner's friends.
This is where it gets wild.
On one of the trains, and they just had to she just had to make believe like she was not the slave, and that's when he started trying to talk to her, and that's when she came up with the deaf stuff.
Yeah,
and she pretended to be deaf and unwell, avoiding suspicion. So he was like, "Oh, how are you?" And she's like, "I can't talk to you right now. I had to get no pain out here."
Yeah, I mean, they had a lot of close calls,
which is fucked up. But what would you do?
I think it was
brilliant. Do that.
I think it was brilliant. I mean, they solved every problem that they had. They thought it out. Like, okay, we can't read or write, we can't talk. So let's just do it this way. I'm deaf. I'm infirm. I got a broken arm. You're my slave.
It's either you act like you're deaf or you're gonna have to suck your way out.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to start sucking.
Yeah,
that's really this. You're just gonna have to see this guy, and you're just gonna have to hope that he's gay, and he's just gonna have to believe he's getting sucked off by another Southern gentleman.
That may have happened.
That's how Paul Revere got out of. You know the story of Paul Revere?
He sucked off a guy.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
Paul Revere got caught. And we're gonna do an episode on Paul Revere. Paul Revere got caught by 3 British soldiers when he was doing his midnight ride,
and he sucked them all off.
And then all of a sudden, there's no history. The history just says Paul Revere was let go. And I'm like, how do you think he got let go?
Right.
The kid got down on his knees and started sucking for freedom.
Yeah.
And the British soldiers just let him go, and then he continued his ride.
Yeah.
They would have killed that kid.
Yeah. You could really get out of any jam by offering a blowjob.
You got to offer it up, cuz.
Always think of that. If you kidnap and be like, look, can I just suck you guys off?
That's what it is.
Yeah.
You accidentally murder someone driving drunk, you just say to Your Honor, can I just suck you off?
Can I suck you off? Because a blowy just feels good.
A blowy is, I would rather
Would you do blowies over sex?
That's exclusively what I do because guys don't have vaginas.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And you can't really just bang guys out. There's a whole prep.
It's too much.
There's a whole prep that comes with fucking.
But you catch a blow. No, the thing is, I prefer blowies.
Right.
I prefer blowies. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No, blowies real nice.
Blowies real nice. Yeah. You get it. And then
this story could have been called "Blowing Your Way to Freedom."
And
that's the way we wrote the book.
And I understand why the kid Marilyn Manson removed a rib.
Why?
Because to blow himself. You never heard that story?
No.
Marilyn Manson removed his 2 lower ribs so he could give himself blowjobs.
Is this a fact or is this?
Jesse, you've heard this, right? I'm not making this up.
Yeah, I heard it. I don't know if it's true, but I heard it.
But it is, and I get it.
Yeah,
I get it
because I don't think Paul Revere blew 3 redcoats.
Well, cuz that's what the Smithsonian says.
Yeah, that's what the Smithsonian says. And Charles Manson, that is in the Music Hall of Fame. He removed the rib to blow himself.
Not Charles Manson, Marilyn
Manson. Yeah,
it would be funny if they say no, Marilyn Manson did not have ribs removed.
But it's funner to think he did.
Yeah, the rumor that he did is a well-known urban legend. Well, I don't believe you.
Yeah. Because the thing is, everyone that listens to this episode really knows what your group chats are like just by listening to the historical facts you rattle off.
It's what it is.
Yeah, you just have a funner view of history.
Yeah, but that's why we're your history teachers, and you should listen to us every week because we're just telling you somewhat the truth, but it's just fun.
Yeah, it's just we just spice it up. We're the condiment that goes on your history.
Because history and truth are what you make it.
Yeah,
nobody knows. Nobody was actually there, so I'm just going to give you a version of it that is just a little bit more fun.
Nobody knows.
It's just a little bit more fun, and it's okay.
So here's the boring part. Just to finish the story, they get to Philadelphia, right? And I guess at that point they start eating cheesesteaks. Right. They start rooting for the Eagles. They start, maybe they pregame. They probably pregamed.
They got there. They got some Keystone Natty Lights. They did. They did Are You Garbage? They were just doing all the Philly stuff.
They just did that. They went out to Harrisburg to check out Shane and his family. They did what you did.
They did what you do. They went to Shane's show.
Yeah, they went to Shane's show. And then the Slave Fugitive Act comes out, and that's bad news. That's a boo-boo if you're a runaway slave because now they can go into Northern Territories and recoup you.
Really?
Yeah.
The Slave Fugitive Act, of 1850. That's right. That's a piece of history people don't realize is there was a time during the Civil War, if you can get to the northern states, you were free. But in 1850, Fugitive Slave Act, they would let you, the northern states would let the southern slave owners in and get your slave back.
Yeah, because what the South didn't account for is like a lot of them were starting to get away because they just were underestimating how fast blacks were.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
so a lot of them started getting away, and they're like, we got to change the legislation.
Yeah, because, you can't get these guys.
It's not fair.
Yeah,
you got to enable us to come over to your side and get them because we just can't catch them.
The kids took off, but here's what the Crafts did that was smart. They went to England.
Yeah.
Because England outlawed... See, here's the problem. Here's the issue.
Here's the issue
in history.
Yeah.
Is people will say, you'll get people nowadays that say, well, everyone had slaves back then. It was just a different way of life. You don't understand. They really weren't racist. And the issue is that England outlawed slavery about 150 years before the Americans did. So that means there were people there for 150 years going, that's not okay.
Yeah, that's not
okay. And we were just saying, no, it is. We got to pick cotton.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of truth to the South just being kind of animals with this and not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The South just being pieces of shit and enslaving people.
Yeah, and even when they still really technically didn't need it because of the Industrial Revolution, they just still wanted it.
They still wanted it.
Just
and I got to be honest with you, probably still in present day, they probably still just want it.
They want it probably still.
It's what it is.
I mean, I'm sure if you go to certain parts of Mississippi, they don't even know that it's stopped.
Yeah, it's just what it is.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of places in this country still that if you go to, they don't even probably have electricity and things like that.
Yeah, they just don't.
I mean, I've never been to Mississippi and I don't want to go. I've never been to Arkansas and I don't want to go.
Right.
There's some places just I don't want to go.
Little Rock, Arkansas is cute, though.
You been there?
It's cute, yeah, because they got hot springs in there, natural hot springs. So I went.
And what was it like? What was the vibe there like?
It's like a little town.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's state capital where the Clintons are from. Bill Clinton. So I liked it. I thought it was cute.
Yeah.
I did like Little
Do the
Rock.
blacks know they're free there?
The blacks, you don't see many blacks down there.
Okay.
So I don't. So, but probably there are some that don't even know
Because they all fucking got out of there.
they got out of there
Yeah.
because that the last place you'd want to be is in the South if you're black.
You know slavery had to be bad if they went to Chicago and stuck it out through that fucking winter. And
yeah.
they're like, that's a lot better than where we were coming from.
Yeah. I mean,
that winter is fucking brutal. That cold cuts right through you.
yeah. I mean,
But if you're gonna go to Chicago during the winter because it's just too cold to shoot.
yeah,
So it's the safest time to go to Chicago.
yeah, because the bullets will freeze. And you were in a cute hotel, the Chicago Athletic Association.
It was
hotel.
cute.
It's cute. You sent me pics. It's cute.
It's cute.
Yeah.
So then they go to England and
Right, they
they
get to
have
England.
5 kids.
They have 5 kids, so they get to England. They're free there. They're work. They are treated like first class citizens, fellow human beings. And then so this is where they have 5 kids. They learn to read. They learn to write, and then they return to the U.S. after the Civil War.
Yeah.
And what they did is they opened a school for freed African Americans in Georgia. So they actually, which is interesting, they actually went back to the scenes of their crime. They went back to Georgia, which is wild.
Yeah,
I wouldn't go back there.
Yeah, that just lets you know that they were like really committed to helping blacks, and they went back there. They founded these things to help blacks, and they wanted to fight against slavery and help blacks. So they went back. They didn't forget about where they came from. They went back and they reinvested in the hood.
That's what you like to see it.
You like to see that.
You love to see it. They're like Pitbull.
Yeah.
The singer Pitbull, he likes to reinvest back in the hood.
Yeah. So that's
like
what they
Pitbull.
did. And then they lived happily ever after, and their descendants moved on, and they
wrote a book.
You must really love America if you live in England for 20 years free and then you come back.
And by the way, I mean, think about that journey.
That's how great America is despite all its flaws.
The thing is, here's what we're number one by a lot, America. We just are. And these other countries that make believe that they're like even close to us, it's a little insulting.
Yeah.
We're just number one by a lot.
We're number one by a lot. You can make something happen here, even a slave escape with a costume and changing your gender. Your dreams can come true. If you're a little black boy and you want to grow up and become like a Nazi, we can make that happen.
No problema.
Yeah, it's anything you want to be in this country, your dream can come true.
What do you want to do, babe?
Yeah, what do you want to do?
What do you want to be a black kid, become a Nazi? No problem. We got you. You want to be a boy and swim on the University of Penn women's team? We got you.
We got you. Anything
Take a
you want
swim,
to do.
hon.
You want to be a rich Jewish girl that grows up in like the suburbs and then goes and becomes a radical black professor at a university and change your name to La Boombayera?
Yeah.
We got you,
We got
dog.
you, baby.
We got you. You want to be a president of a local NAACP chapter, but there's one problem. You were born in the whitest family possible?
Yeah.
We got you.
We got
It's possible.
Whatever it is you want to do.
Yeah.
We're here for you. We are the United States of America. And it's just, I feel like a story like this is something that gets overlooked a lot in history when we should. I mean, listen, Harriet Tubman was great.
Yeah.
But I mean, they should have Ellen Clark on the on a
Her name's
dollar
not
bill.
Ellen Clark, but yeah.
What's her name?
Kraft.
Ellen Kraft. They should have Ellen Kraft.
Yeah.
They should have Ellen Kraft on a dollar bill too as the white man.
That would
Right?
be great.
I mean,
That would be great.
yeah, don't have her as a woman. Have her as the disguise.
Yeah, in the disguise.
Yeah, and say, because then they let people go crazy. You're just going to put another white man on the $20 bill. You say, no, you piece of shit. That's Ellen Kraft. That's
Yeah.
a black woman dressed up as a white man.
Yeah, that is a cross dresser right there.
That's what that is, folks.
That would be very nice. Yeah, anything you want to do, you can be here.
Okay.
You can be here. Look at us.
Yes.
We're making our dreams come true. If you're a white kid and you want to grow up and be a black basketball player, Tyler Hero, you can
It's
do
what
it.
it is. That on that $20 bill right there, that is a black woman dressed up like a white man. That's Jordan Carlos.
That's-
Good friend of our show.
Yeah, good friend out there.
Shout out Jordan.
So they returned after the Civil War. They opened that school, and I assume they lived happily ever after. And they had family barbecues, and they made plates for their relatives.
Yeah,
and they mac and cheese and greens and all that stuff. And they had,
yummy in my tummy.
Yeah, they just had a good life and lived on from there. So it's a beautiful story. It's the wildest. It's the wildest slave escape story, probably.
I would say, yeah. That's, I can't think of one as interesting as that. I mean, that's the one. I mean,
they
obviously
risked it all for love. They were in love.
They risked it all for love. They're like Harry and Meghan.
Yeah.
Very similar.
Very in love like
risked
that.
Risked it all for love.
Yeah.
Harry was willing to give up his title, royal title, to be in love with Meghan, just as William was willing to give up, possibly being killed just because he was in love with his wife.
Yeah, and so they did.
Same.
They made it. They made it to Philadelphia.
Yeah,
and
where it is.
Yeah, and
where they then later on died of a drug overdose in Kensington.
And that's just the story of how Philadelphia lives
that's just
go.
what it is. They got a little hooked on crank.
Yeah,
and it's just what it is. They got arrested in Philadelphia just immediately. The kids were doing crank, and there's nothing you can do.
There's nothing you can do. That's what you say. Fiend. The end of that story.
Yeah.
So shout out to all our black fans. We love you. Happy Black History Month, and we're glad slavery's over.
We are glad.
We're happy about that.
Glad slavery's over, and we're glad that February is Black History Month, and we just love it. We think it's a good month, and happy birthday, George Washington.
Yeah, happy birthday, George Washington.
It's just what it is.
It's just what it is.
Kid had slaves, and it's a good bit by Yannis, and it's a fucking great point.
It's what happened. So now we're going to go read our Patreon names. We understand you guys may be a little upset about the length of them.
We're doing a 5-minute max.
5-minute max, but unfortunately, we're way behind because thank you. There's so many. I mean, we got 14,000 people on the patreon.com/historyhyenas.
And people go every week, and then there's another 1,000 that join. So we appreciate you guys going to patreon.com/historyhyenas. Obviously the funniest name wins PPW. We're only going to do this for 5 minutes. So, and then you can just, and then we will have a great Patreon episode continuing at patreon.com.
Yeah. And let me just say this. They always won't be this long. We just have to catch up.
Yes.
And then they'll be week by week, and they'll be shorter. So just stop fucking complaining about everything.
Yeah. Stop fucking complaining.
Yeah.
Okay. You sound like my fucking family.
Yeah.
And go to ChristyComedy.com, YannisPappas.comedy.com, HistoryHyenas.back.com. All our stand-up dates. My big one, September 11th, Madison Square Garden, New York City.
And also see me in Philadelphia.
Yes.
February 28th and March 1st, where I will be celebrating my March.
Because I might just come to that one.
Come with me.
I might just come to that one.
You want to just kamikaze them and do a fucking live podcast?
I kind of do, and then I kind of want to go there like William and Ellen Clark. Yeah. I want to go there, and I'll just be the white woman, and you be my slave.
Let's do that.
Can we do it and get on Amtrak that way?
Yes.
All right, fine. So I'll be there. All right, here we go. Newest members of the Patreon. First up is Vegan because her family found out she swallows more Marvies than Jeffrey Dahmer.
Put her on the list.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yes.
That's disparaging.
I know, but
all right,
walked in.
All right, fine.
Yeah.
Here we go. Peen butt of jizz. Okay. You don't go to Valhalla. You voted for Kamala. Okay. Oh, you don't go to Valhalla if you voted for Kamala. Sorry about that. That was a bad read. I apologize.
But yeah.
Dom, Mega Fume, Sauce Monkey, Buccino.
That's a Drexler.
He wins our Sauce Monkey Award.
And also double award.
Then we got, is it still sex if my balls are in your butt?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Put him on the list. That's inventive.
That's inventive.
Yeah.
Yep. Then we got Ghislaine Maxwell, somehow from prison. Thank you.
Thank you.
The fountain of youth is a squirter.
Chicken finger. Definition.
Then we got the factory.
You're meaning blowing a lot of people?
I walked into one. Bad.
Oh, bad.
Oh,
bad.
Oh, bad. Sorry.
I didn't even get that one.
Oh, man.
You didn't get it?
I missed it.
No. I can't even repeat.
Well, he's very inventive because he just said factory. Yeah.
And I walked into it bad, so that is not okay.
That is not okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. It is funny, though, that these guys are figuring out inventive ways to get
and
you.
that is not okay.
Yeah.
Daniel S. Harryman, Ricky Steinfeld, Justin Roundtree, Chody P3, Wolfsburg. Then we got Send Chrissy to North Korea to make his Pyongyang. Matt McCuster. Oh, thank you, Matt, from Matt and Shane's podcast. Then we got Fuzzy Wuzzy Scuzzies take a back. Hold on. Fuzzy Wuzzies Cuzzies. Oh, this one I can't read.
You got walked into another one?
Yep, walked into another one. Can't do that.
Just read it for the Patreon.
Disparaging a family.
I want to hear it. Oh, it's okay. Yeah.
It's a family one.
Yeah,
I can't do it. I can't do
it.
I legally actually can't do it.
Yeah.
Then we got Mange Lapine. Then we got the shy cuck Lou Vic. I'm here to spite fuck a eunuch. Okay.
Okay.
Broland. Chrissy Glutes, non-toot, Kamala Kazi, no shoot. Yannis Yummies, your ultimate Frisbee supply store. Andrew Renfrew, Father Bill's Krill Spill Drill. Cooper Lane, the voices are getting louder, cuz. Grant Pierce.
The voices are getting louder is very funny. Chicken finger.
Joshua David Orr, Ryan Kemure, JR. Then we got Sofa King, We Todd did. Okay.
Walked into one.
Yeah, I walked into. Oh yeah, Sofa King. We Todd did.
Yeah,
yep,
sorry. Yeah, you walked into another one.
Yeah, 14. Not okay, but funny.
Yeah.
Boo Boo 12. Anthony Donatelli. Pausable. Clones, drones, and Chine. Chinese. Oh, clones, drones, and Chinese.
Drexler.
Okay. Yeah. John Miller. G. Pando. Joshua Roa. Daniel Santana. Michael D. Ballard. Then we got Z14590, the master of bait. Make no mistake, Jesus wore a Frisbee. It's what it is.
He was a Jew.
He was a Jew. Okay, not bad.
Yeah, Drexler.
Make no mistake, I'm a honky cutie with the glue gun salute who's never met a Frisbee. Okay.
Kid must be from somewhere in the deep south.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drew Slater, Emperor Skid Marcus, Hemorrhoidus the First.
Wait, Emperor Skid Marcus?
Emperor Skid Marcus, Hemorrhoidus the First. Like hemorrhoids.
Yeah.
Hemorrhoidus the First.
Drexler, good one.
Drexler. Here's to getting honor and coming honor. Okay. Girth Brooks.
We had.
Yep. Jonathan Castranda, Alex Harshaw, Andrej. Then we got $3 Bill Clinton's love child. Trisket Head, Dr. Senator, Real Republican Rusty Trombone, alone with Al Capone.
I was just in Chicago.
Alex P. Thick, but it's really not that thick. Robert Fish. Then we got David McDonald, Mike Roser, Juggernaut 614, Austin Funkhauser, Ryan William, Stephanie Novonti, Dog Pound, Come All Over My Back Harris.
That's actually a really good one.
Not bad.
Yeah, that's a Drexler.
Drake Henria, Salvatore Manzella. They call me Mr. Spiffy Dick.
Mr. Spiffy Dick's a chicken finger.
Horn Pub, Scott Driggs, Evan Pierce, Zachary Palmer, Mo the Jeweler, San Antonio, Texas.
Screwed in.
Babe Ruth Gator Himsburg.
Funny.
Big Mike's Chunky smells a little funky, but make no mistake, it makes my monkey until I go spunky. It moves my monkey until I go spunky.
Right. Good one.
Damn it.
Good one.
All right.
Victim of a bad read.
Jammed up glue gun, but my girl lets me use hers.
Put her on the list. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Foot ass pussy licker. Sazika sommelier at UCF. Saziki sommelier at UCF's funny.
It's funny.
Sunned my glue gun and got John Cougar Mellon on camp. Got John Cougar Mellon man camp. Sorry. Shit pit destroyer. Pol Pot's cocksnot slingshot. Archduke Franz Ferdinand, the OGFF.
We should do an episode on him.
Let's do it.
Franz Ferdinand.
Yeah. Chubby Buggy wants his tubby. Latchy Lapas. A Tuara Hoofalu. Sorry.
Yeah.
Rod, put your country in the microwave.
Okay.
Yep. Latina colonizer. Alexander Belaney. I'm not gay. Go Yankees. Princess Peace of Bay Ridge. Jeremiah H. Father Bill's defamation lawsuit. Paying $5 so Chrissy doesn't kill himself.
Okay.
3, there's something wrong with Puerto Rican women. Okay.
Yeah.
Can't do that one.
Yep. Walked into one.
KS Nasser Ferta. Ooh, you're a girl.
What?
Like, what is it? No Safer too? What's that director? No Safer. He's like does like horror movies. Nosferatu. He goes Nosferatu. Ooh, you're a girl. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Good one. Sorry. History higher than giraffe pussy. Now mean. Big Black Hawk. Chad, German with brown eyes and hair, hoping the Second Reich will finally accept me. Okay. Nicholas Gallegos. Hunter's mama giving quiet and slow to Big Mike Obama. Okay. Yanni steroids, Chrissy hemorrhoids. Your boy ain't no Leroy, but my girl has no cream or sugar. Chrissy, the German queen of Jew fumes. Aw shits. Okay.
Aw shits.
Aw shits.
Pretty good. Drexler.
Harley Sternberg. Blippity Boppity Rooey. Booster Seats for Squeaks LLC. See the world a different way. Uncle Sam's Naughty Wet Market. Way Sean seen Chrissy plus Yanni P in the back of a Honda CTBG. Western Hemi Muzzy with a hairy hummus hose. Quiet Slow Blow in my dojo. Golden Steenberg. Trey Sullivan. Joseph Knapp. Alex Netzley. All right, a few more, and then we'll stop it before you guys get mad.
Simple list.
Anxious alt-right Squeak with his thummy wummies. Genghis Cuz met the Wizard of Cuz and put it in his buzz. David Brown, Doug Knapp, Toby Whittle. Chris, it's your gardener. Please pay my invoices.
Funny.
Aunt Jemima's Chicken Fried Chooch. Okay, Cooch, sorry. Andrew Montague, Jeff Burns. Sit across from me and pee in my chest. No bidet. David McClure. Uncircumcised peace in the Middle East versus the Frisbees. Jeez. Mm-hmm. Jeffrey Dahmer's Cookout Extravaganza. Vincenzo, the Sicilian Sauce Monkey who took PTO on January 6, 2021, Crivello.
Put him on the list.
He's on the list. We got 2 sauce monkeys on the list.
Paid time off.
Yep. Ladder 14 in the streets, Buttigieg in the sheets.
Uh-huh.
Okay, like that?
Like that, too.
I like that.
That's a Drex.
That's like that. Tongue punching my uncle's fart box.
Okay.
Straight to the back like Rosa Parks. We've had that.
Yeah.
Nate Barnazzi.
Put him on the list. Put him on the list.
Yes.
Contender. Yeah.
That's a simple one. That's a good one.
It's a chicken
That's
finger.
A good one because what he's turned it into.
Yeah. Oh, God, that's good.
Cracker with a snacker tallywhacker. Steven Salinas. Log jammer. Bumper snorkel. Please free me. I'm in Ladder 14's basement. Giuseppe. Cameron Cremont. Kyle. Jeffrey Dahmer's Leroy Bok Choy. Okay.
Drexler.
Okay.
Jeffrey Dahmer. We had the best Jeffrey Dahmer.
Anthony Dominguez. Then we got being a silly goose, letting the sploosh loose. Okay, I walked
into one.
Walked into one. You're saying he's killing himself?
Yeah, he's killing himself.
Okay, he's killing himself.
Yeah, killing himself.
But it's still not good.
Yeah, not good. Don't do it.
Okay. Chinese gerbil paws. Fuck you.
Chinese gerbil paws. Just give him a chicken finger for the fun.
Cushy cushion,
okay,
aka my face.
Yeah,
okay, walked into one. Girl saying he wants my girl's butt on his face.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
Yeah, tushy cushion is funny.
Okay.
Almost as good as Fumari tree on the bicycle seat.
Then we got Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Walk into one.
Walk
into one.
Can't do that. Not okay. Then we got Fats. Then we got Baja Blast My Dong. Lemon Sucker Fucker. Okay.
Chicken finger.
Chrissy D ruptured my stink whistle. Okay. James Young, Andrew Glaze, Nihad Ajanik. Then we got cleaning Jew-ooms. Okay, Jew-ooms.
I think you walked into one.
I walked into one. Okay.
Cleaning Jew fumes.
Jew-ooms. I don't know. Can't do it. PP Butthole.
Uh-huh.
Jordan Marino. Papa says if I win, I go free. Chrissy D. Kenneth Pendergrast. Helen Duarte, SSD, Connor Wilkin, Matthew Park, Luke, and then last but not least, Chrissy D's realtor. Hashtag Chrissy D's realtor's therapist. Hashtag buy high, sell low.
Right. Well,
yeah, it's what it is. Okay. So, all right. So we got not too many bangers, but sometimes this is good because this is a good list.
Yeah, it's a great list.
All right. So here we go. So I'll read them from front to back. So we started off with Is V gone because her family found out she swallows more Marvies than Jeffrey Dahmer?
We're gonna Drexler.
That's out.
Yeah, we're gonna
Drexler. But fun, inventive. Okay, but can't disparage the family.
Yeah.
Then we got Is it still sex if my balls are in your butt?
We're gonna Drexler.
Okay.
Funny. Jesse likes it. We're gonna Drexler.
Jesse liked it, but we do have to Drexler now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other day, guys.
Any other day. Then we got jammed up glue gun, but my girl lets me use hers.
Oh, it's a contender.
That's still in.
Yeah,
so
that's
still in with there.
Yeah, that's a contender.
Then we have Vincenzo, the Sicilian sauce monkey who took PTO on January 6, 2021, Crivello.
He's in the game.
He's still in the game. And then Nate Barnazzi.
Yeah, in the game. So we got 3. Let's read them.
Let's read them out.
Yeah.
Nate Barnazzi.
Contender.
Vincenzo, the Sicilian sauce monkey who took PTO on January 6, 2021, Crivello. Or jammed up glue gun, but my girl lets me use hers.
Okay. we got a lot of those. So I'm just sorry to you two guys or girls or whoever made those. Any other day you would have won, but on this day, it goes to Nate Barnazzi.
Nate Barnazzi, you are PPW. Go to History Hyenas is back. Yep. Thank you guys for playing. The Patreon episode starts right now.